Okay, like my sign again. Everything about my sign messes up. Um, I half-assed it because that's the font that the game uses. It's just like graffiti. Just get over it. My signs suck. Future tense. Okay, so Devil May Cry is a reboot of what happened, what would have been Resident Evil 4 back in '03. I can't get my dates right. I'm sorry. And I love the old series. I used to play with my cousin all the time because he had the PS2. Me and him used to play the old games. It was really nice to play, especially when we had sword and gun gameplay. And it's really nice how it turned out. Now, a few years later, fast forward, one of our starting games, probably our starting game, 2013, is this. Is it good? Yeah. So, it's really good. I'm saying that from a fan, from the old series, and there have been people bagging on this game because they changed the character and gave him black hair and a black jacket. Shut up. It's a good game. So, yeah. And there's a neat story, good gameplay, and yeah, it's not flawless, but it's pretty good coming from me. So, and a fan from the old series, it changes a lot better. First off, let's start off with the story. The story is a reboot, like I said before, and instead of going through we start in the middle of the series, then we're going to do the next one, then a prequel, then somewhere between. Now they're going to start off like before it all happened, but maybe he might get the shop in the future because he's living in a trailer park in Coney Island, and so what can happen is, yeah, and it starts off like that. And he meets Virgil, which, if you didn't know, was his twin brother. And he keeps the white hair, but just has a different coat. And they go and slay demons. Most of them will be Mundus, the main bad guy. And who's a banker this time. He's not some other demon king. He's a demon king, but just not that kind of demon king. As they go on a revenge hunt from the other brother, hurts him at the door. So, yeah. Story good? Yes. It'll keep you somewhat on your seat. Somewhat. It's not thrilling, but it gets its points. Big time. And the good news is, it's not stupid. It can be stupid, but when it wants to be. Like the white hair wig joke. We know what you're doing, Capcom. Don't lie. Okay, and another thing is the gameplay, which is a big thing, especially in these kinds of games, especially DMC. Is it good? Yes, extremely. Yes. I keep thinking video freezes up, and what happened? It's really smooth. You get weapons, new weapons each time. Like first off, the Rebellion, which is the famous sword he uses, which you've seen everywhere. Ebony and Ivory, which just feel a little bit like stun guns at this point, for some reason. And that's good. And throughout the series, I'm talking about the old games this time, you got these new weapons which you rarely use because even though they were okay, they weren't the best and they weren't as good. So what will happen? But these weapons, they're really nice to use. A change of pace, like the Aquila, which is like throwing knife thingies that spiral around. Our Riveter was just a giant axe. You just grand slam people and stuff. The Anorex, which are just giant fists, and the Orisis, which is really cool. It's this giant like staff thingy. I used it a bunch of times. Yeah, and it's really nice to use all of these, especially in mid-combo, which is like boom, boom, ching, ching, and with combos, you have a scoring system. D3 SSS, which is really cool to go. Dirty, cruel, brutal, arcanic, savage, sadistic, my favorite, and sensational, which is really funny to say. It's a good rating system too, and even though it's different from the old ones, it's a welcome change. And this game is easier. I accessed it on normal difficulty. It's a little bit easier than what it used to be, which is good for newcomers or people who hate hard games but still want to enjoy something, it's here. I thought it was also a good time to review this since like a majority of DLC came out, which Virgil's downfall, which is like what happened to Virgil right after when you play as Virgil. It's really cool. And yeah. So, that in mind, it's not flawless. I mean, sometimes you get frame rate issues, but sometimes. That's the only problem I have. That's the only problem. Can you guess what the score is? Well, it's not 10 if that's what you're thinking. So, yeah. And it's using Unreal 3, even though 3.5 came out a little while ago with GAO Judgment, which is Gears of War Judgment, if you're asking. But it's still good. Even though it runs with 30 frames per second, it's really great. I've heard someone say that before.